When you've consistently had something, or you've consistently gone without for so long, or haven't gone without for so long, when you finally go without, it begins to feel like you're embarrassed, especially when someone else brings it to your attention. You know, we all have a doppelganger. We all have a doppelganger, and this doppelganger is our other self. This doppelganger is here to torment you and make you feel embarrassed and worthless. You know, for the rest of your life. But why is the question? Why are you here to torment me and make me feel so worthless? Is that because that's how I made you feel? You know, this doppelganger is here to remind you of the place where you used to be so that you can go back. So that it can take your place and say, yes, I won. I'm the one. I'm the one who made all of these decisions. It's like your twin. It's like a twin you wish you had, but you never had. And even if you don't wish you never had, it's still your twin. It's the dark side of you. It's the dark side of you bullying you, constantly reminding you of what you don't have because you used to have it. When I first got my job, it wasn't because I didn't have nothing. It wasn't because I wanted more, you know. It was just an opportunity that I took. I had a friend that worked, and she always had so much stuff, but I didn't do it because of that. I had another friend, she came to school saying, we have encouraging friends. It wasn't the other friend that always had a job or kept it, kept having, who had a car. It wasn't her that encouraged me to get a job, but she's the one who showed me to the class where I could possibly get a job. And I didn't even know I could get a job in this class. I just knew about the child care and lesson plans and being creative. That's all I knew. The other friend, she wore these cute clothes and stuff like that. And I feel like it was I don't know. It didn't come to my attention. Well, yeah. Because I always liked the stuff that she wore. And I'm like, I had it in the back of my head that, I kind of do want a job. Because I see how my friend is doing for her. Like, I never got the chance to just actually, think about myself in that way and do it for me. I always have a parent taking care of me. This person, her parent didn't really take care of her. She had to do it herself, keep herself up. And it made her a stronger person by the end of the day. So I always envied that about her, I envied this trait and this characteristic about her. But I'm just saying, so when I first started working, like I said, I didn't do it for what I didn't have, but I feel like most people do it for what they don't have, and this is what makes me different from them. I didn't grow up and had it like that. My mom had struggled for what she had. She worked. She was a strong single mother working, and it seemed like we lived better than the rest of, you know, it seemed like we lived better and we had it like that. But no, it's more about how you play your cards, you know. I have no idea, honestly. I have no idea if, my mom talked about the struggle and this and that. And I don't know if she had it hard or not, you know. I honestly don't. But I know I do. I know I feel like I'm living a black person's life for real. I feel like I'm living the struggle for real. But when it comes to everybody else or my other siblings, it seems like they're not. I gotta use the bathroom. It seems like they are so spoiled. I'm not spoiled. It feel like I was cut off completely. Honestly, it feel like I was cut off from life, from the world. Not from life, but cut off from the world. It feel like I was cut off. I don't have it easy. And I have to figure it out every single day. I'm here without not one of my family members. But something is kind of telling me that my mom was in the same position where she didn't have help and she had to figure it out. I don't know if my mom was on Section 8. She had a lot of housing. I don't know if she was on Section 8 or not. But we was going from house to house, and they were always nice houses. I know my mom had a job. I know that for a fact. And I know my mom's brother's dad. No, I know that my brother's dad spoiled my mom. He helped her. It's hard to say that a woman can do it without a man. It's hard to say that because for a woman to do it without a man, we have to work our butts off. It's possible if you don't have kids, but it's harder with kids. So back to what I was saying about being embarrassed about not having it. I'm always put in a position where I'm faced with my alter ego. I'm faced with, that's always there like, ha, 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 ha. I've never been in a position to look down upon myself as if someone who don't have it. I've always noticed people that seem like they don't have it. But I'm telling you, karma kicks my butt when I even have a thought like that. Karma kicks my butt if I even have a thought about me being better than another person or me looking down upon another person, because I am not far from that position or that situation that they're in. But I have always wondered why. Why is it so hard for me specifically to fit in or to get anything, to get what the next person is getting, and I do the same thing, or I may even do it better, but I'm still short. I come short-handed and I don't get it, but they always get their way. It's like no matter what, with my parents, without my parents, God, nature, I'm always the one taking the backhand. Don't you even dare think about that. Like I know better. I did at one point. I'm not bougie. And maybe I am. Maybe I am, but I made myself this way. You know? It's not because I live like a white person. You know, it's not because I'm spoiled, because I was far from spoiled. My auntie would tell me, she was like, y'all are so spoiled. And I'm just like, where? Where? If anything, we are spoiled by what we already have. We are spoiled because our mom is smart. She's smart. You know? She was smart, and that's why we were spoiled. She didn't spend too much. Our mom was selfish. If you want to be honest, our mom was very selfish when it comes to money. Anything that we got, we either got it from our dads or we got it from our family members, passed down to us. The most spoiled person will be the first fruit of the tree. And that's your older sister and your older brothers. They the ones that get spoiled. But then it's like, and I can kind of understand now because I didn't understand before. I did understand. It's just, I never questioned it because I wasn't a child to always want. It's something about being the third child in the family. If you are the third child in the family, I know how you feel. Because the third child is the one that goes without. We got nothing, you know. We had to struggle. We had to put in the work. But that's because our parents got burnt out by the time. And eventually, down the line, God started answering prayers. You know. And that's when my mom started getting back up on her feet, feeling good because she got what she wanted. She got a helping hand. And now, that's when another man comes in the picture. And by that time, another child comes along. Even if it's not his child, they're young enough to be claimed. I'm not young enough to be claimed because I know my father, you know. So, the fact that I know my father, I'm the one who's going to be treated different. Or the fact that I love my father is the reason I'm going to be treated different. But yeah, I didn't spoil myself until about, I would say 17 when I got the chance. And I was about 17 years old when I got a job. And me spoiling myself was in me going, well, I loved clothes at the time. You know, I went for something that I never really actually got. I wanted to pamper myself like the other girls in school that always had, clothes. But like I said, it wasn't because of the other girls, because I was grateful for my clothes. I just wanted my type of clothes. I wanted my style. I wanted to discover who I was with something that I never had before, or I could get. I had a chance. And I took this chance, and I was always buying clothes. You know? If it's for work, I bought it for work. So yeah. I was never a spoiled girl. I was never, I never had more than low-income families. I was just very grateful whenever I received something. And to have a child that wants less than any other child or appreciates easier than any other child, that's a blessing because that child doesn't want for nothing. They're grateful for anything that they receive, and that was me. So I put myself up there, you know. I put myself up on that pedestal. My family didn't. I did it myself. I got my car and I worked hard for my car. I never got a handout for my car. Never got a handout for my apartment. Never got a handout for anything I have ever received in my life because I worked hard for it. I learned how to work and I never stopped working. And that's how I got everything. It wasn't because of my family. It was because of me. And now that I'm not really getting much, or I'm not in a point to spoil myself, then that's why I feel like my alter ego is out there, you know, putting me in a position to make me feel embarrassed so that I can get back up on my feet eventually. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Most people don't believe me when I say it though. Because you can go to so many sites in your family and they look like they doing good and they are actually doing good. But just because your family is doing good doesn't mean you got it like that. You can be the poorest, you can be out here on the street and your family living in a mansion, you know? You can be living in the shelter and your family living in the suburbs. Just because they got it don't mean you got it. And that's what I know. So yeah.